Are you recording?
Certainly am.
Just was looking at that email from our manager.
Oh, huh? Yeah.
Just about, here's just another idea. Maybe this, because I know that it's going to be important moving forward. Theme tunes and stuff. I just pulled one up here. Maybe this is a good idea.
Okay.
I'll just play it to you. See what you think.
I like it so far a lot.
Yeah. Funk Rock by Dave Veckel.
Oh,
That's what we're
sick.
looking at here. Here we go. My only
hell yeah, dude.
My only real concern is the highest comment is, this is what the music in hell sounds like. On YouTube.
Yeah.
This would be kind of like, and you're welcome to, from Vancouver Live, Impossible Way of Life.
Yeah.
Featuring yeah, exactly.
James
And then it would,
Younger
and then it would go
Johnny
to, here we'd walk on here.
Payne.
Yeah. And it would probably like, you're too kind to be cheering, applause and stuff.
And then there'd be like, this is the part where there'd be like there'd be like audio clips cutting in of just being like philosophically, psychotically. And then there'd be like the voices of, what do you mean sexually? I've been
like
there.
it.
I've been there. You know.
And they'd be going across the screen.
Yeah,
kind of,
exactly. All the
I've
people,
been there,
like the
I've
clips.
been
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
If you could only see what these guys look like playing this music. It's kind of Cuban bluegrass, I'd say.
I'd tell you, no music playing in hell has congas like that. If I'm, you know.
Oh, you mean congas played by Walfredo Reyes Sr.?
You know he's good.
Yeah, with a name like that.
Congas are smoking hot, dude.
Got a guitar solo. Six-string bass.
What are these guys called again?
Well, this is just Dave Veckel, famous drummer.
Yeah.
Don't need guitars. This guy's proving it.
I think a lot of famous drummers like having auxiliary percussion.
I mean, if you got
Kind
a
of
guy
makes
like
them
that,
sound groovier in a way.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's absolutely true, I think. In the case of Dave Eckel, he needs as much help as he can get, I'd say.
I don't even know who he is, but
He's a legit drummer, that's for sure.
yeah.
But, you know, that was just an idea. I know it's something we're thinking about
Yeah. Well, I like your idea of just different song every
time.
night, but every time.
Every night. This is Impossible Way of Life, Countdown to 200. This is episode 199. And I'll tell you, for anyone listening who was concerned, because there's been a lot of musings, utterances, mostly from me and Johnny,
Yeah.
but also from, you know, the internet,
Yeah.
that this could be something that's ending. I think you need to consider this. This is the first time me and Johnny have started in 199 episodes, an episode early, keyed up, ready to go.
Yep.
6:57, 3
100%.
minutes early.
100%.
Yeah, I went for a run. I feel like Bob Marley.
Yep. I went for a swim. I feel like Dennis Wilson.
He never came out of the water though.
Bad
So,
example.
with his orange gin and juice.
Don't go near the water.
I mean,
Foreshadowing, perhaps.
there's a lot there with the
I
Beach
know.
Boys. There's a lot with the Beach Boys, I would say, that it's chronically misunderstood. Surf's Up being the best example. It's just like, it's the Wario Beach Boys album.
Wario?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep,
If the Beach
I do.
Boys, if Surfer Girl is Mario, Surf's Up is Wario.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's
Summer days, summer night. No, that one's a little, that's more like Mario 64.
yeah.
Things get
sure.
a bit edgy.
Actually, no. I think Smile, the reissue, is
That's
Mario
maybe like
64.
Mario Galaxy or something. you
Which
know? Like,
one's
I don't know.
Mario
which one
Party? There's too many new ones that I don't know
Mario
very well.
Party's kind of more
The
like a
kids
board
one.
game format. Oh, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing about the video games I seem to like the most are the ones that are for people 10 years and under.
Yeah, me too. Those
That's
are the
kind of
best
my
games.
level. Yeah,
I think Mario Kart was, probably the best when I was a kid. The original
64.
Mario. That one was good too. They're both good. Yeah.
Problem is you can never go back. If you try and play the Super Nintendo Mario Kart, it's not good enough anymore.
I still enjoy it.
I beg to differ.
You know what I played the other day was NFL Blitz
Great
on my
game.
Nintendo 64.
I'd
pulled
love
it
to
out.
play that.
NFL Blitz.
A lot of
is
chirping in
Yeah.
that game. A lot of chirping in that game.
A lot of like after the whistle hits and
Yeah.
Send
you
I'm
home
gonna
to your
send
mother
you
in
home.
a box.
Yeah, in a body bag or whatever. yeah.
Exactly, that kind of thing. Wouldn't
ever think
be able
about
to
that,
do that
like,
anymore.
That like in 90s movies when they say like the only way you're leaving here is in a body bag.
It's very
That always
interesting.
cracks me up. Body bags.
Hey, you're a kind of Criterion guy,
Oh yeah.
100%.
Can you tell from all my body bag talk?
Well, I was just
All
wondering
those
if you've,
Criterions are always talking about that kind of stuff.
if you've ever seen the killing of a Chinese bookie.
Oh, big Cassavetes guy over
Yeah,
here,
I
buddy.
thought you might have seen it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. Was thinking of watching it tonight.
Oh, it's so good.
You know what? I said to Sophie, I was in the mood for some neo noir. Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys my young bride's name, Sophie, for the first time in 199 episodes.
No, we've said her name before.
No, we
for
haven't
sure.
actually. No, we haven't. It's a special episode. And
Tonight
I
we're gonna
said,
party like it's 199.
how about this for like a classic quote back? This is like, I said, hey, I was thinking that we could watch The Killing of a Chinese Bookie. I've never seen it. And just like you said, she said, you want to watch some Cassavetes? Just to
Nice.
let you know, I know that it's Cassavetes. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, no, it's a great movie. It's like, oh yeah, Cassavetes.
Well, he's a hip director.
I think people like just saying his name, honestly.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah?
Well, just like kind of a wild man / very prolific artist, take no prisoners style artist. Made the movies he wanted to make on his own terms.
When he wanted to make
When he wanted to make them for whatever budget he could get his hands on from anyone.
Yeah.
And with the actors he chose,
Punk
very
rock.
much an actor's director, Didn't give a shit about the crew, all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, punk rock. But there's one called Husbands that if you haven't
Okay.
seen is you would love, man.
Okay. Shout out here to Erica, one of our patrons, saying she just sent this. This is tonight, so wherever she is, I'm currently waiting to watch Robert Plant play the same stage that I played at 15 with my classic rock cover band. He's balancing on the shoulders of absolute legends tonight.
What stage is that?
I mean, we could look it up. I remember when I was about 15, I was in my school. Shout out to Nick, who's probably listening. My school didn't have a band, kind of like a proper band. So we went and played at this place, the Bridgewater Hall, which is in Manchester, and it's actually where I saw Crosby, Stills and Nash for the first time, which was insane.
Yeah, it was insane the first time I saw them too.
It was insane, actually. They did Triad, Lee Shaw.
Lee Shore was the song that kind of loved me out of it that night because I'd
Really?
eaten too many mushrooms.
Oh, that's good.
And that song, I heard it wafting into the bathroom where I was freaking out.
Yeah.
And it kind of loved me out of it, dude. I
Well,
went
that's good.
outside and Crosby I just bathed in the warm waters of his voice. Yeah. Oh, it was beautiful. I get a bit of the flashback.
You've got permanent tracers
Yeah.
because of this.
Ooh.
I used to do so much acid with my friend Mugger and listen to this Four-Way Street, dude.
Oh yeah.
Just basically shaved my head, poured it on my body, and just permanent traces, that kind of energy. Shambhala style.
Oh yeah. I was in the bathroom stall with like my shirt off, like pouring off sweat
Wow.
because I was just having
That
a bad
fucked
trip.
up?
Yeah, really bad. Like and then heard this. Hit him and Nash alone on the stage.
Stills is throttled. He can't do this kind of stuff.
And then I just walked out, and my buddy like handed me a joint, and it was just like, oh,
And you're just like, this is what it would have been like, man.
Yeah.
This is what it'd been like. I see here it is a Lee Shaw 1969 vocal outtake.
that sounds
How
good.
many times did he record? He's only got about 6 songs.
Yeah.
You know, man.
Well,
I recorded it on Deja Vu, but Neil wouldn't sing it.
Let's listen to this. It's 6 minutes, so.
Remember when he had to include some stuff on the Doom Tour box set because there wasn't? He was like, they were like, David, we didn't do that song on the
Yes.
tour, and he was like, well, just find another version of it and put
it's
it on
so
there,
Funny.
like Triad or something. Guinevere, no Guinevere.
Just do Guinevere again. This sounds great. This is full Deja Vu. That Stills signature rolled off tone.
Yeah. I like that tone. I'm trying to find a use for it on something.
Blues.
It's good on blues.
It's really good on blues, yeah. How did this not make the record? It's better than Hello Everybody I Love. Maybe not, actually.
It is better.
I
than
guess
that
he
one.
had... It's pretty jazzy.
I think it's better than
it might be a
Country
bit too
Girl,
jazz.
too.
Yeah, Country Girl's weird. It's prog. It's kind
know
of
what
the
else?
last. It's the Country Girl is kind of the last kind of breaths of Buffalo Springfield.
Yeah.
It's kind of prog Neil, which he never did again after that.
You know what
David
else would
sounds
be a
good
good theme song for us? Two Princes, Spin Doctors, just
That'd
because of
be
that
nice.
fill. Just because of that fill.
Well, you've been talking a lot about that fill.
It's a super legit fill.
Oh, because we're going legit. Yeah.
Wait, it kicks it off that we're a legit show.
Just that.
No, that wouldn't suit our podcast. Oh, just the fill? Well, hi, welcome to Impossible Way of Life.
Well, you could do the fill because we're gonna have to work it. I was thinking you could do the fill in. I was thinking it would be
Yeah.
something like you do the fill and then you'd have like a sound that was like a car crash, and it would go into like something like this maybe.
Nice. Just some blues.
Let it kick in, man. I was thinking about this song today.
This is almost too good. It's really good.
This is kind of like radio, like AM radio, blues. Oh, ow.
No.
No.
I was driving around the other day and picking up. I was picking up like a. I can't talk with Stills singing like that. It's
I
so good. It's
understand,
too
you know,
good.
and that's too- I think I've gone full. I don't know. I was never not into Stills.
your
but
favorite
I
singer,
think,
I
he's
think,
my
right?
favorite singer. He's my favorite singer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
No,
understand.
I was driving around and like picked up like a Seattle station that was. It was kind of like, hey, this is the Blues Hour. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like Bonamassa.
88.9. And now up next is a nonstop, 1 full hour of nonstop blues. And it was just every single song would just start like, and but like no artist you've ever heard of, and
Yeah.
just opening with like a full strat tone blues lick. It was just cracking me up. And like not even very good. I think there's like a career for you in blues
Me
if you're just like
personally?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Except you might be too good. I was gonna say, like, if you're like kind of mediocre blues guitarist,
Yeah.
If you just stick to the pentatonic,
Yeah.
blues scale, and just kind of, I think there's bands out there just kind of like, let's just do some blues, and you don't stray.
Isn't that what Paul Butterfield sounds like to you? He's just
think
playing
he's-
harp. He's like he doesn't. You can't play out of key. It's
But
impossible.
I think it's like, Okay, I think
Is it possible that the people who rank and review blues have never played guitar and they think it's hard?
yes. It's also blues. I'm still on this blues thing.
Hey,
What
listen, it's
episode is
episode
this?
199. Let's keep.
I don't know.
This is it.
I don't understand still what is the deal with blues. Like
Yeah.
why what has happened? Why is it so like okay, for instance, like my parents and their friends,
They're bluesy.
the guy's a doctor,
Yeah.
went to like the other day in Victoria, they were telling me about it, went to like Beacon Hill Park. It was called like Blues Fest or
Yeah.
whatever.
Blues and chili, probably, I imagine.
Yeah, it's that kind of energy, you know
Show
what I
and
mean?
shine,
it's just,
maybe?
It's just kind of but people love blues. And I called them and I was like, you know, how was the festival or whatever?
Yeah.
And that my mom was kind of like, yeah, it's just blues, some blues.
Yeah.
I was like, what was it? What kind of, just yeah, about five or six blues groups
Nice.
played.
I mean, it's
But-
possible that the reason people like it, and this is would be very apparent in Victoria, which is like the whitest place on the planet.
Yeah, I was
is
gonna
that-
go there, but
is that like it's still something that like white people are still trying to like fully appropriate, and it's taken them like 200 years, and they still haven't quite made people believe it's theirs, so they just keep leaning into it or something.
Well, but I'm not even unsure about this at all, that I would say that white people are a lot more into blues
Oh,
now.
interesting.
Like,
well,
as
hard
fan-
blues.
As fans, electric blues, like
Yeah, electric.
I don't know. I might be going out on a limb with that, but
yeah.
you
Well,
hear about these
certainly,
these
yeah.
blues. I don't know. I mean, up here certainly, but
Yeah, I mean, I'd like that to be corroborated, and I'm into it. Dan from Montana, major player on the Patreon scene and community. He says, guys, I've been with you a while now. Still waiting to get down there, by the way. I mean, now that the border's porous at best, I will be
Right.
going down to Montana. If only to see snow upon my Stetson. One of the only kind of cowboy-style places that sees snow. High desert. Guys, I've been with you a while now. I'm excited for episode 200. Whatever happens, happens. A kind of que sera, sera moment. I'm here for the demented takes. It's full time wave zero at this point, which I completely agree with, and I've got a point about that. The sandpaper grit grades in relation to vocal grit is just the tip of the iceberg. Dan says his buddies and himself have a whole system for ranking guitar solos based on whether they rip, slice, cut, chop, or plane.
that's really good.
What I was going to say about Time Wave Zero is really good, but Dan's he's full of hot takes. I've realized like the whirlpool, the Time Wave Zero whirlpool that I've talked about a lot over the years, it starts with the fall of Rome, as far as I'm concerned. Something like,
Okay.
well, it starts with the Big Bang, really.
Right. Yeah.
And then, but the classic example, the Terence McKenna example, if I remember correctly, I'm sure there's some people listening who know more about it than me, is that, the fall of Rome was this monumental event that happened, and those kind of things only happen once every few thousand years. But as the whirlpool kind of gets closer to its center, you start seeing those things happen more more quickly in time. So, that's why we've had things like World War I, followed by World War II quite quickly, and then this rapid rise in technology. So basically, at some point, we'll all be experiencing the fall of Rome in every day, every
You
single
sound
day.
like Nostradamus right now.
Yeah, I got a bit of a Nostradamus.
You do.
Every single day we'll be experiencing it. And until the point that we all experience consciousness together for
Right.
a split second, and maybe at that moment we kind of all realize the best thing we can do is explore space together as one people.
You're
kind of
talking
one
about our
love.
podcast, though, right?
Well, the way it relates to our podcast is, I think when we started, we kind of started with these like occasionally these theories would show up and these grand ideas and concepts, be it, the Beatles, Lord of the Rings thing, and we could like roll on that for like a few months. Now I find, or like Pilgrim Pirate Pagan, that would be like
Sure.
our first episode,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
And that, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, was just free form. Like there was
Yeah.
no thinking behind that. It just happened organically. But now I feel like these things are happening in my life every 5 minutes. I
Yeah.
live stuck within my own feedback loop of theories and about blues, essentially.
Yeah.
And it never goes away. So there has to be a way to escape the whirlpool for me and Johnny, I think. And we're just trying to figure out what that is.
Well, I also am not opposed to going a little deeper first.
Well, you've said this Nolan
if
style.
it means that I can escape that way, you know?
yeah, like out
Sometimes
the
the
back, like
way
in
to get-
through the outdoor.
Well, sometimes you got to just let the quicksand take you down and see what's
Interesting.
inside the black hole.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
That's very Nolan. You know
is
what
it
I mean?
possible?
Don't try to swim upstream. See what's around the bend.
Okay.
Go over the waterfall.
Okay. In a
You with me?
yeah.
Okay.
See, my thoughts are like that makes sense. I mean, I've got like your ranking sheet out here. I'm just trying to tie up loose ends here before we get to the waterfall.
Well, I agree. I agree with that. I mean, something needs to be done.
Yeah. So I've been, because I think that, whenever people, we've been talking about it recently, kind of take that jump,
Yeah.
from kind of fledgling indie avant-garde artists, maybe
Yep.
some would say surrealist comedians.
Yep.
There's only kind of one way to go, and that's legit, as far as
Straight
I'm
legit,
concerned.
yeah.
Straight up legit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what our manager's been saying the last
Yeah.
kind of couple of months. He's been kind of
Yeah.
really on our back about it. Like, guys, it's time. Long and McQuaid are calling. Ernie Ball are calling.
Yeah.
Sirius Satellite Radio are calling. There's
Yeah.
tours in the pipeline, but you guys need to, for example, like, minute 20, don't crack a beer, ad read, that kind of thing.
It's time to get professional.
Yeah,
You
I
know what
think so. I think that's what the people want, frankly.
It is, and quite frankly, I mean, I know we're joking around here, but somewhat. But quite frankly, I also believe that the surrealists in us can
Yeah.
never be extinguished.
Okay.
Completely. So, for those, maybe some would be happy with that. Some more of our corporate sponsors, I think, may be a bit disappointed about that. But, we've laid the groundwork here, and I'm willing to go as legit as I possibly can. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I
which
just
is
think-
tough to say how far that into legit that is.
I mean,
but-
as far as I'm concerned, I've always thought it was curious that within kind of indie music, despite what I've said over the last kind of 2 years, despite what I've said, indie music seems to be the only kind of art form which you're not expected to go legit in.
yeah.
So I want to kind
But
of
I
test
think many
that
do.
envelope.
Well, yeah, and I think many do, but it sort of under the radar because the moniker of indie rock implies you're not legit. But as
I'll
you
just put
figured
this
out
on in
with
the
Modest
background while you
Mouse,
talk
it's
about
easy to go legit. So
Just thought you'd prefer having this on in the background while you talk about it.
thank you.
I gotta say, if that's what legit is, I don't want anything to do with it.
I don't think it is.
No.
I don't think so.
Rafael Cardenas, YouTube comment. Thank you, Dave Veckel, for your clean playing style. And then I got BBT609. Is it me, or is this the only time I have seen Dave Veckel play matched grip? He loves playing traditional grip, but I think he's as good matched as traditional. So lots to say.
Wow.
Let's see. This here from Ryan, such a unique funk rock interpretation. There's a lot
That's
going
it?
on here. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah. So I've been kind of tying up loose ends here, and I've got a lot of, I've going through our rankings from your sheet.
Yeah, I'd like to also announce that
Oh.
after I'm not too sure how long, the official ranking sheet is complete.
Yeah.
And I will be emailing that out to the patrons. And those listening, if you're not a patron, you're not getting one. So
That actually brings up another really good point. One thing that will be happening this week, and I want to say this to the patrons ultimately, is I'm going to make, I'm switching providers,
right,
hosts or whatever.
yeah,
And I'm scared shitless.
yeah, me too.
You know, this is only my second gig ever.
Yeah,
I don't know how it's going to work, but I think what's going to happen is you're going to have to, as a patron, log into something. I don't know how it works, but it should be pretty easy. It suggests it's easy. I think you just use your Patreon login one time, and then it like allows you to get all the episodes and stuff for free.
Okay.
Or for a monthly fee of $5, which pays for us to go to Abbey Road or Ocean Way, dependent on flight costs. So that's going to be happening this week, probably. That being said, kind of more on a fitness journey right now, like a low carb fitness journey. You can see I'm drinking Coors Light. I think that's fits within it. But if I do find time prior to Sunday, that's what we'll get.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Just wanted to put that out there.
Well, I'm a little. I'm obviously concerned about that too, but I have faith that the transition will be seamless
I think
and
so, too.
worthwhile.
What do you got there? You got your phone out.
I was going to read this Tino Castellucci.
Okay, yeah,
Castelluccio.
classic, yeah. Is he got Levon as is Levon his avatar?
No, it's a cat.
Okay, similar vibe.
Yep. He says, "Love the Mike Love Red Pill episode."
Yeah, it was a good one.
That
yeah.
Beach Boys 101 page is notorious in the Gen Z Beach Boys circles.
Interesting.
Couple people I know even name dropped as commenters, by the way.
Very
By us,
interesting.
I suppose. That page is demented, but likely a work of satire. The Beach Boys Facebook scene is its own thing. During the era of franchise posting,
Yeah.
groups popularized by Seinfeld, Soup posting, and Simpsons shit posting, Beach Boys surf posting was founded and was the official cool kid corner for Beach Boys fans.
Okay.
It's really interesting. For the youngins like me who don't know who to get an account set up for Steve Hoffman, how to get an account set up for
Right.
Steve Hoffman forums,
That makes
this was
sense.
the official place for kids to rank the Beach Boys. At some point, there was a rift with people, and now there's two separate surf posting groups. I might not have helped by leading a discourse with a few friends with our praise for the 1985 self-titled Beach Boy album, produced by Steve Levine of Culture Club,
Interesting.
with writing contributions from Boy George and Stevie Wonder, which caused a massive fucking rivalry. Anyway, so it seems like this Beach Boys online scene is almost as scandalous as the whole Pink Floyd situation.
Well, we've had another Gen Z or potentially a millennial, I'm not sure, speak to us about like the Steven Stills CSNY Tumblr scene too. So this is something I'd like to know a little bit more about, you know, about how young people are getting their kind of hot takes on bands that, you know, we only listen to on records, really.
Yep.
Especially with the Beach Boys. Like, I didn't even know they had a 1985 record produced by Steve Levine and Boy George.
The Beach Boys.
Never heard
I
it.
think I've seen it before.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something that Brian likes. Is he on it? He would be
He's
full
probably on that.
Landy at
He'd be on that
point.
one. Oh. Yeah, but I think he still would like, you know, go around and do stuff with them.
I guess so. Well, like just like as a mannequin.
Well, yeah, I still don't believe he was in that video.
I mean, it's
Looks like an actor. It looks like Daniel Baldwin.
one of the Baldwins. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Daniel
a good guess.
specifically. Yeah, it looks a lot like him.
Yeah. I saw a guy look like Alec Baldwin the other day, just on the street.
Really?
Or he looked like a Baldwin. You know, because there's a lot of them. It's possible. You know, it was.
yeah.
How about this? Let me just tell you this. Steven Tyler, Hangability 5.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
I think that's fine. I think I really deferred to you and Luke on this evening. You guys were doing a lot of demented ranking that night, and I really had trouble, like getting, my opinion.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the numbers here, and the numbers don't lie. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he got like a 10. In
no
something.
tens.
No, Kiedis got a 10.
Kiedis got a 10 in sex appeal. I mean, he's all sex.
Yeah, he is.
I actually can't think of anyone else who would be more a 10 than him. Mm-hmm. If anyone can help us out with that, let us know.
Well, we said Elvis, didn't we?
Yeah, you were talking
He's the
about
avatar. He's
well,
the
actually,
avatar.
yeah. So that brings us to you wanted to rank him today.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. Well, it was requested by a very kind patron who sent us a lovely message. And I think that kind of, patronage should be rewarded. So what the hell? Let's rank them.
Okay, let's do it right now. Do it for old time's sake.
Yeah, let's do it.
Elvis, hangability.
One more Saturday night. Elvis, hangability?
Yeah.
It's got to be low, dude.
I don't know. Like, didn't he seem... I've not seen him in his... as like a kind of the gay remake. He seems pretty cool in that.
I haven't seen that, but I know that he was kind of famously surrounded by the Memphis Mafia, impossible to approach.
Okay.
The Beatles kind of didn't have a good time. They went over to meet him. I know that story, and he was like on the couch, like kind of zonked out, like famous, really jealous guy, like jealous of people's success. Seemed like a bit of a trippy guy. Maybe like in the early days, he might have been fun.
I mean, he went to war, right? It might have been fun. For like
He was
probably
probably-
had buddies there, like military buddies.
I'm sure he got along with some people over there.
Yeah. Like 5, 4, 5.
5, I guess. Yeah.
Technical.
Damn good singer.
Really good singer.
I don't think he's much good on the guitar or any other instrument.
What's the
chops? Great singing chops, though.
Like 8?
He doesn't write any songs.
That's a point.
Is that it plays into both.
Yeah, we kind of
plays
never
into both.
really figured it out.
I don't think 8. I think technical. He can sing a lot. He can belt out a rock song, and he can. Yeah, 8's good.
Where does I actually got to tell you, I don't know much about Elvis. 'Cause I don't really know about the Big Bopper generation.
I know quite a bit about him.
Well, I know you do.
I got something going on with my recording here that it's totally working, but I want to talk to you about it live on the air.
Do it,
it's
yeah.
cracking me up. So you remember the last episode we did that we had that part where we stopped and then started it again?
Yeah.
So I went back into the same session and deleted last week's one, but I only deleted the first half.
Nice.
So when we got to the 25-minute mark here, I noticed that the second half of it was still there.
Yeah.
So now it's recording over it
Nice.
as a new take.
Yeah.
But it's making Logic go
Freak
really
out.
really slowly.
Nice.
But the waveforms look good.
Well,
to me.
listen, it can't be worse than last week when you sent me your recording with a click track on it.
That was
I don't even know how you do that.
even
In
know
Logic.
how-
I don't know what the key command is. I mean, I guess you just wanted me to feel like you were your jokes were on time or something.
I somehow bounced the file with click on it, and there was no click when I recorded it.
Yeah.
I mean, usually I record to a click when we do these
yeah, I know you
because I
do.
like just there to be a rhythm to my jokes. Yeah.
100%. Well, I feel like it's probably fine. But
I'm
anyway, I was going to
confident.
say I don't know too much about Elvis. Maybe you could tell me something here.
Elvis Aaron Presley.
In the thank you, that's good.
Uh,
in the kind of you want to start there? You're going to do the whole
Well,
bio.
since my baby left me,
Yeah.
I found a new place to dwell.
You know what I've been thinking about, Johnny, and I sort of mentioned it, a sort of cursory mention of it the other day, because obviously, things are changing quickly.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, I want to make a soundboard. I want to make kind of a Howard Stern style,
Yeah.
radio soundboard
Yeah.
for like all future episodes where it's got kind of like kind of canned laughter, cheering, clapping, applause, kind of that kind of stuff, and then
That'd be great.
also like a lot of like things like what you just did, but the actual versions.
I was wondering how you will do that in your computer, so you can because it would be in the old radio days. You could just like hit a button.
I might have
you
to
know?
buy one of those machines.
Yeah,
I probably have to buy one.
let's do it.
I mean,
Yeah, you
I have a sampler. I can just do it.
There you go.
I
And
literally,
put, like,
actually,
some-
you know what? That'd be so much funnier.
Yeah, and you have a piece of tape on each one.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to go.
that
I've got a
says-
sampler. I can do
Yeah.
that. All it
Yeah.
takes is over the next few days for me to like get all of those things together, like too much perspective. You know, it's
Yeah.
great as well because I could put like delay on it for no reason and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too much perspective, tip. You know, like
You can put delay. Like, can you control the effects?
Yeah.
In the sampler.
yeah,
Okay.
like Longmont style.
That must have been how he did it. No, he just probably have like a pedal
Yeah.
hooked up to his phone or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. I think if I get, let me think about it. If I get my sampler, I can connect it in stereo. Yeah, I can probably connect it. It won't be in stereo. We don't need it to be in stereo. It's fine. I'll connect it to this, and then I can record my mic through it at the same time.
Right.
And then I'll have to get a better interface if we do it live. It's worth
Right.
spending as much money on as possible, really, I think.
I think so.
You know, just to
Yeah.
keep enthusiasm levels up.
I think it'd be really funny.
Yeah.
And then it'll just force us to come up with like new, you know,
Bits.
new
Guys. Jargon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. Jargon.
Jargon or rhetoric or whatever.
Whichever.
Yeah.
You have to go get that Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer interview where they talk about like Gene Hackman. They talk about him and they say, you know, he's great. He's out in the desert. He's an artist. He's out there with his young bride.
Gene's doing great right now. You know, he's out. He's living out in Arizona. He's an artist. He's working on his art. He's got a beautiful young bride.
Yeah,
That's just an amazing quote.
it is. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
a Charlie Rose
Yeah.
in one of my favorite interviews of all
I
time.
actually thought shout out to because you know people think we're joking around about going legit, but you know we're getting a bit legit here. And you know our manager,
Yeah,
he actually sent like he made like a one sheet
yeah.
about us. You
Yeah.
know, trying to spread awareness about our show.
Maybe we
which
could
I'm
just
sure-
talk. I mean, I could pull it up and we can just kind of read through it.
I've got it right here.
Okay, maybe we could just read
I've
through.
got
I
it.
mean, I sent in a couple of. We both sent in a couple of edits.
Yeah,
to
we
it.
did. Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that I was known as someone who's had several Canadian top 40 alt rock hits.
Yeah, you specified that. You
Yeah,
did.
absolutely.
Yeah. And you know, I'm just looking here.
I wanted
at-
to specify which record label I predominantly work with too. Just I'm trying
Yeah.
to keep
Well-
trying to keep my relationships intact here.
To be fair, I mean, you've worked with a lot, and I think he
Yeah, like at least
you know,
3.
He wasn't keeping up, so you know, I had to kind of call him on that. I've been like, you know, James, he's moved on a bit from
Yeah,
that.
absolutely,
It's hard
yeah.
to keep up.
It's like,
Columbia,
it's like, come on,
Sony, Elektra,
Yeah.
Atlantic, you know,
Yeah.
Island.
Yeah. It's like, it was I mean, it's funny. He sent the one sheet last night for edits and said, get it back to me tonight.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
kind of like, come on, man. Like, I busy guy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, hustler, $1 million money mentality for sure. But like,
Yeah.
grinding, But
I know. Yeah.
24/7. But like, I need a little bit of notice, with this ASAP stuff.
Certainly do. I mean, when you're over at the Marquee, I mean,
Yeah.
anything could happen. You need to be ready.
Well,
for
first of all, it
anything.
was
You can't
karaoke
be on
night.
your phone.
It was
Yeah, you
karaoke
can't be
night.
on your phone.
It was
No.
karaoke night last night. First
Yeah.
of all, when
Yeah.
our manager sent that specific
Yeah.
one sheet. So listen, I was working on Waterfalls by TLC. I don't know if you remember how complicated the Lisa Left Eye Lopez rap is in that.
Yep. But
it's
I
not.
also know that you can do it.
Thank
so.
you, man. Thanks. Sorry, I didn't mean to get into that just then.
No, don't worry. Like, it's actually funny you bring that up because actually, when our manager wrote us last night, this is so funny.
Okay.
I was like on the phone with my other manager,
Yeah, so
like my
it's-
music
yeah,
manager.
100%.
It's so weird
It
when that
is.
happens.
I know,
you
it's
know?
embarrassing
And
in
I
a
was
way.
like, oh, okay, this email's coming in from my podcast manager. Sorry,
Yeah.
like I'll respond to it later, but like my phone beep, I was distracted.
Yeah,
We were
100%.
talking about like, getting a new publicist and stuff. So like I had to.
You
had
should
to
use
be
my
on the call.
publicist. He's great.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Really?
he's great. Yeah. I'm not. I mean, I haven't
U.S.
met him.
and Canada or Europe too, or
Like-
yeah.
Like mostly Vancouver.
Right.
Yeah,
Cool.
just
actually,
local.
I could use a Vancouver one. Actually,
just,
so.
just the local
Yeah.
guy. I mean, it's just in case. I mean, they call it Hollywood North up here. It's just
Yeah,
in
they
case.
do, yeah.
Well, that's that bar that we. Well, it's closed, but if it was
Yeah.
open, we'd go. I mean, if I had any money.
Yeah. I've got an amazing accountant to save you a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's actually it's my dad.
Right.
But,
Okay, yeah.
But
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I try not to think about that. Like, he's really professional. Like, he doesn't treat me like that when we're talking about
Money, finances. Yeah.
like keeping me under $30,000 a year so I don't have to pay tax.
yeah, which
that
is
kind
for
of
some
stuff.
reason isn't that complicated for me.
Yeah,
to
I know.
stay in that
He's
kind
a
of tax
genius.
bracket,
He's a
yeah.
genius. I don't know how he does it, honestly.
That's amazing.
But,
I actually
yeah.
do have an accountant, in all seriousness, and
Uh-huh.
they complain a lot about how bad I am at responding to them, and then on their Instagram post like photos of themselves in their like Lamborghini. Like, like eating like sushi, like in their Lamborghini with their like partner, just like great Friday, took the day off, mental health day, It really is something, man. So
That's
but
great.
anyway, that's just how it works.
So
yeah. Okay,
Elvis. Sorry,
Elvis.
just to specify, I just want to read this
Oh,
because I thought
the
this
one
had a
sheet.
bit of a Don Simpson energy.
Also, just wanted to say to everyone, maybe you want to explain, because probably most of the people listening, they're not kind of as legit as us. They probably don't know exactly what a one sheet is.
Yeah. Oh my God, great point.
Yeah.
Sorry. A one sheet is kind of an industry
Industry
standard sort of
calling card.
A calling card, yeah, that you
Yeah.
would send around to interested parties
Yeah.
who, it depends what you're trying to achieve, but it has, stats, bio,
Yeah.
photos,
Yeah.
all
I mean,
that.
did you use the same? You get those headshots done, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I
okay,
did.
good.
Yeah, I used your guy in the end.
Okay, thank you.
Yours turned out
No, he's
so
good.
well.
He's
so-
good. He's
yeah,
good.
thanks.
He's
Thanks
good.
for that.
He's
yeah.
good.
So, but our
Just make sure
manager-
you tag him. That's all. On Insta.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Right on Insta. Yeah. Well, I'll wait till I post to do that. But
100%.
thanks for the reminder.
Yeah. No problem. I know you know what you're doing. It's just sometimes.
Well, and it's busy. I'm busy, so
Yeah.
I often forget stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gets me in trouble. So I thought this had a kind of a Don Simpson energy. What he wrote about us. Welcome to Impossible Way of Life, a music. Well, this is my favorite part. He did this great thing at the top of our logo, and it says "iWall," and then it says the road has taken a lot of great ones.
Yeah, I like
Hank
it.
Williams, Buddy Holly, Otis Redding,
Yeah.
Janice, Jimmy, Elvis. It's a goddamn impossible way of life.
You know what I like about that specifically
What?
is that he just kind of, it's his own spin on it. Like he
I
kind
know,
of
yeah.
got a bit creative there.
Yeah,
Didn't
he
see
did,
it
yeah.
coming. Just kind of was like, you know what? I'm gonna get creative.
Well, I think he's, why he's so good
Yeah.
is because he's a very creative manager,
Yeah, I agree completely.
People on that side of the business, they think they're all business, but you need a lot of creativity.
a little bit of
to be-
pizzazz.
Yeah.
Sets
Oh.
you apart.
Showbiz showmanship.
Well, that's one of 10 as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
yeah.
10 out of 10.
And then I just love, this is very this is just stating facts in a very throwing it down Don Simpson kind of way. We're not here to make jokes,
It's not a funny
Hosted
podcast anymore.
Impossible Way of Life, hosted by veteran indie musicians,
Yeah.
James Younger and Johnny Payne.
100%.
iWall, as the show is affectionately abbreviated to, started as a conversation amongst friends.
Yeah.
200 episodes and over 75,000 downloads. Million downloads
Yeah, a million.
later.
I think we're going to have to change that. So.
Yeah. He obviously typo, I think.
Must have been.
The podcast has turned into a bi-weekly mainstay in the North American and UK working music
Industry
community.
music communities.
Yeah, exactly.
Industry standard podcast.
Yeah. Satirical, tongue-in-cheek, earnest, and always honest.
Yeah.
The unique tone of iWall has gained a loyal following of influential
Indie influencers.
influencers
Yeah.
and industry figureheads and music fans alike.
What I
Yeah.
like is how he ends it here.
Yeah.
True podcast firepower.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
And then there's
Yeah.
a couple of photos of us. One of
Yeah.
the photo of me is when I was about 23
Yeah.
on Lake Superior. I don't look like that anymore. But hey, listen, go with your best luck. We're I've got a face for radio. That being said, I'm kind of on a weight loss journey right now. So I've got to change that, because if we're gonna get kind of more recognized, recognized,
Well, I think you look the best I've ever I've ever known you. now.
I appreciate that, man, but I'm also using like the Zoom has that like kind of touch up thing on it.
Oh yeah, you crank it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
But I like that. Those new headshots you sent him over today look great.
Thanks,
so,
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good. Like I said,
Yeah,
my
he's
guy's
great.
good.
Anyway, let's get back to Elvis
I
here,
just wa-
because
I wanted to bring up the fact that we've got a photo by Bleecker in this.
Oh, we do. Yeah, at the bottom, it's a nice one. of
And
us.
it's got
Yeah.
and this, I'll send this out to everyone listening. For sponsorship opportunities, general inquiries, you can email us at impossiblewayoflife@gmail.com, which I can assure you we've completely forgotten the password for.
Yeah,
as an
but
email account.
It is
An email account.
That's about as legit business acumen 10 as it gets.
Yeah.
At some point in the past 2 years, I claimed that email address. Yes, I don't believe I remember the password now, nor
Yeah.
have I ever checked it.
No,
But you can email us there.
100%.
I mean, you can email someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
There. I
Who
think
it
that-
will be, I'm not sure.
Well, an intern of sorts, probably. Like by that
Seriously, though,
time.
do you know the password to it?
I'm sure I've got it somewhere, James.
It's probably on this ranking sheet.
Yeah, I think it's on the back there, like smudged out with Kit's pool water.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Elvis, natural.
Where are we now? I know a lot about the king.
Natural.
Natural. It's got to be pretty high.
10,
but
surely.
he's not a 10.
No?
He's not a 10. No, he's not. The thing about Elvis is he's great, but innovation, all that is actually not that high.
Well, I was going to
because,
say that about.
he was taking that from a lot of people who were doing stuff at the time.
Of course.
Already.
So
I think natural abilities like
8.
8 or 9 for sure. 8.
Live performance.
Couldn't even write a song.
Live
That's an 8.
performance 10.
10.
Sex appeal 10.
10.
People could barely watch him,
Yeah. Yeah.
frankly.
Before the original Beatles in that way.
100%.
Yeah.
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 Fashion
Yeah.
10.
The leather jacket, yeah. The jumpsuit.
The hair, the original hair too. The
Yeah.
Teddy boy. I guess it was of the time.
Of the time. I don't know. Think if it's a 10. I'm going to go 8 on that. Because, like, the 60s, there's not, he's got the jumpsuit. That's a cool look. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. His like
But-
demented fat Elvis jumpsuit was pretty good too. Like
Yeah,
his
it's good,
return,
but-
his Vegas kind of look.
It could be considered bad, though, too.
Yes.
I think that I'd go, like, honestly, 7
wow.
or
I feel that's
something
pretty
for
harsh,
fashion.
but whatever.
Yeah.
He's like kind of an iconic look.
Yeah, his look, like he's iconic looking.
Do you want to know who's top for fashion all time so far?
Bowie,
I've got
no?
to put Bowie in, obviously Bowie. In fact, I
Yeah.
need to. He's the only one I need to input actually out of all. Oh, I've got Marley and Bowie and Boss Skaggs for some reason. Business acumen for the right now top obviously Bowie, and then it's Stevie Nicks at 9. This is and then Kiedis is 5 for fashion.
Yeah, he dresses a bit.
Actually,
clowny.
no. For fashion, Stevie Nicks got 7. We've got Dylan and Lou Reed on 9.
Yeah, they're good. They look good.
Yeah.
They're way better dressers than Elvis.
Okay.
Elvis is kind of weird. I think it's a 7.
Okay, business acumen.
Okay, so this is a complicated one because like
The Colonel.
it's all Colonel Tom Parker,
Yeah.
his manager he's like an 11.
Yeah.
He like got all those deals where if Elvis got 50% of the songwriting,
Yeah.
if he even sang somebody's tune,
Yeah.
even though he didn't write it. So, but Elvis had the business savvy to hook up
To
with
lean
Colonel
on,
Tom,
yeah.
and like just like I think he wanted all that, so it's pretty damn high.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say probably 8.
I mean, to be Elvis,
Yeah,
even.
yeah. But I don't think I think he was pretty doped up, checked out most of the time.
Yeah.
And just making money because of Colonel Tom. But,
Yeah.
you know, because it's Elvis, the estate, everything, Graceland, I'm gonna go 8.
Innovation.
Merchandise, all that's pretty big, you know.
Still big.
Yeah, innovation. I mean, he brought like I mean, this one gets a little bit complicated because like
5
he brought rhythm and blues
to a white
and
audience.
rock and roll music to the white population.
Yeah.
And like he was innovative to an extent.
Yeah. I mean,
But
he's the
it's-
kind of first like rock and roll star, I guess. He didn't invent it, but in the sense that he's the first kind of, for better or worse.
Rock star.
He's the first rock star. And
Yeah,
he didn't.
I mean-
he didn't invent the music, but in terms of, I mean, maybe that's more legacy. I don't know.
Even his dance moves and stuff, people have like figured out that he took from others.
yeah, but people say that about David Bowie, don't they? That he's
Yeah.
like, he copied people. I'm still waiting to listen to.
But
those
his
artists.
music is pretty innovative.
definitely.
Elvis. Yeah, I mean it's Elvis. He's a founding father of rock and
Sometimes you do
roll.
need to say that too. It's Elvis.
Yeah, it's Elvis. I mean, innovation, like we originally had this as like, influence and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, so, obviously the Beatles, so many people were influenced.
We got a lot of 10s here. Dylan, Lou Reed, McCartney, Lennon.
Yeah, but that's
Smokey
songwriting.
Robinson.
It's the songwriting.
Anthony Kiedis.
Anthony Kiedis, Innovation 10.
I mean, he's the most unique frontman of our generation. I mean, you couldn't replace him.
Yeah, I guess the Chili's were pretty innovative, though. Elvis, I'm going to go like 8.
Less innovative than Anthony Kiedis. Endurance.
Innovation's a tough one because, like, he
Yeah.
didn't write any songs.
No.
He didn't trailblaze a genre.
No.
He hung around in an ancient genre for a long time. Even in the 60s, he hated new music.
Yeah.
He didn't want it to change. He's not really an innovator in that way.
No. Maybe
But I'll give him
less.
8 for being I'll give him 8 for being like a founding father of like Sun Records and rock and roll and all that.
Endurance.
Like in the way Johnny Cash is like not a 10 to me.
Yeah.
He's like an 8, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Endurance?
5.
Oh, it's lower, I think, dude. He did like his comeback special in 68 because he'd like been like doing nothing for years. And then he went to Vegas and kind of did some stuff and then died super young
Yeah.
from like
Eating.
food and pills and stuff. I mean, he
3?
was taking enough pills to kill like a
Horse.
racehorse.
Yeah.
But I don't think his endurance is. It's like a 3 for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Legacy 10? Surely.
9, I think.
Can you tell me why?
Because I think that his later period is not held in high regard. I think that that people don't think of Elvis past like the comeback special as like a good era. There's another almost 10 years there.
Yeah.
And I think he didn't do shit. He put out a bunch of really bad like repressings of all his records. He didn't even really make albums.
Yeah.
Like I think his legacy is, it's not like you're like perfect career, perfect everything,
That's
like
true.
nailed it. You know
But
what I
he
mean?
is like he has the face. It's like ubiquitous with like.
True.
He's a tautology as a person.
yeah. So I'm gonna say like 9.
I mean, he scores
Just not a
76
10.
here, which is really high.
Maybe a legacy might. It's an 8 or a 9. Yeah, he's got a good legacy, but people now are forgetting who Elvis is, James.
Say that again. I can't believe that.
People like young kids don't know Elvis now.
I just want to just point out, Johnny, that my young bride Sophie just came in. Here
Yes.
she is, and she's being so polite. She just asked if she can get a water, and I was like, listen, you can do whatever you like. Frankly,
That's
this is your
wonderful.
house, except
That's
go on the
wonderful.
internet. You're not allowed to go on the internet because for some reason everything's been fine this time. You know what I'm going to
no,
do?
but
I'm going to get an
what I was
Ethernet
saying-
connection. I just want you to know that everyone listening,
Great.
I'm getting an Ethernet connection if you can still buy those things.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I will too.
You don't need to. You got military grade.
I want whatever you have.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah.
But no, if you talk to like kids like under 16,
Yeah.
don't really know who Elvis is
Really, huh?
as much. I don't think not as much as like Beatles, which is not that much later. Beatles records still selling for 20, 30, 40 bucks in
Yeah.
a record store. Elvis, dollar bin.
It's unbelievable to me. Is
So
there
I
a
just mean-
is there a classic?
He's a bit.
Is
of
there
an
a classic
old
Elvis record?
school.
The one that the Clash made, like a lookalike cover of.
Yeah, the first album.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Amazing album.
Right.
But I just mean he didn't evolve enough through the 60s and 70s. The music sounds 50s.
Yeah.
Even in the 60s. So that shit doesn't age well.
No.
You know?
Since my baby.
Left me. I think my computer did like a weird like vocoder thing there when I did that.
It could have been me. I've got like effects now.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna work on that for the next. I'm actually quite excited now to do that. Oh, hang on. How's it? Check this out. Let's see if
We're
this works.
talking about
No,
archetypes.
let's see. I gotta buy YouTube. I think
Yeah.
because we've got like
I can't watch YouTube.
This is
now.
Megan,
Words, it has
like
so
Harry and
much
Meghan
power. We're
talking.
about not just the ones
You know,
you see
Meghan,
on the
Princess
media,
Meghan.
Yeah.
the
You know what
words
she
you hear
said
in school,
today?
the ones you hear at the workplace,
This is
the ones
legitimately
you
what she said
hear
today. She said
in
that
your
South
community.
Africans have been coming up to her and saying
Such a great idea. I mean, I don't feel any better than
saying that when she married Harry, it was the equivalent of Mandela being released from prison. She said today, people have been telling her that it was it was as big as that for them. It was as big as ending 300 years of occupation, sort of in a symbolic event, was the same as her getting married. She said that today. His grandchildren said, I'm not sure if it was the same, but I mean, I'll leave it for the audience to decide.
That's interesting.
So I need to get this on a sampler, for example, like parts of it. But it's,
Uh-huh.
I found
This
it.
was such a great idea. I mean, I don't feel any better than I did at the hotel.
He was going to do a TV special from here before he died.
Yeah, that's right. A musical version of Somebody Up There Likes Me. Well, since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. Well, it's down at the end of Lonely Street, that Heartbreak Hotel.
Do it with the harmony parts.
Right. Well, since my baby... The same key, though, I think. Well, since my baby left me...
If I'm going, since my baby
left me.
me.
No, you can't hit that note. Since
my
my baby left me, well, I
When I
found a new place to dwell.
That's all right.
It's down.
Well,
not
well,
really.
think.
down.
Well, it sounds
since
raga.
my
You don't want to
ba-
go raga.
No, not with this.
No.
It don't.
It
Well,
does.
since my baby
It
It sounds
left
fucking barbershop.
Well, don't, hey,
Barbershop raga.
watch the language.
It's a new
Present
hybrid.
to the king.
Sorry. Oh, this is thoroughly...
Oh, they missed out the too much perspective
this is
line.
thoroughly depressing.
Yeah, this is thoroughly
Really
depressing.
puts things in perspective.
Barbershop
doesn't it?
Raga.
That's I think probably the number one. Okay, innovation for Spinal Tap
10.
Probably the number one comedy ever made.
I would say it's up there. It's the
Not a
definitely like the
non-funny
most
scene.
eye wall kind of thing.
It's just genius.
Yeah.
Rob Reiner too, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It is. Well,
What
I
a
feel.
string of
I just
movies.
want to say, I really feel fired
Yeah.
up about getting this sampler going now. So you can expect big things. I'm going to put. In the past, I've said I'm going to do stuff. This time, I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to do this for the next episode. I'm going to have this sampler ready to go.
I just
You
want to
can
say,
rely on me.
I just want to say because it's like a Y2K kind of thing
100%.
to me.
Or a Prince thing.
Anything could happen at 200.
Yeah.
Because there was no episode 0.
True.
So technically, this is our 200th episode, and I just want to thank.
Is that how it works?
Or no, wait.
Is that how math
I
works?
sound like fucking Spinal
Is that how
Tap
math
here.
works? I don't.
Well, yeah, because there was no 0. You see,
Right.
so this is technically 200.
I still think
'cause
that
there
this is 199, but
one. No, it's one less than 200 though. If there's no 0.
well, this one goes up to 200.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I just want to say I love you, James.
Love you too, man.
And thanks to everybody for sticking it out with us.
And we'll see you guys on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Peace.